idea what's going to go on. But I do feel that this game will be a good one. It is 6 turns, and we're playing Invoked. Okay, cool. So how does Invoked work, guys? Well, the most important thing about Invoked is Alistair the Invoker. The ever so slippery Alistair the Invoker. He normal summons himself and then links himself off. We're probably playing Solomon Great Almiraj here. We are, and we're playing the Secure Gardener. So we'll link to Almiraj and then Secure Gardener, and then he'll make an Invoked Mechaba. This is only 1 disruption, so how does this deck get ahead? Well, this deck does play a lot of hand traps. It is known to play a lot of hand traps, as well as a lot of disruption pieces. The Dogmatika package is pretty cracked. Not only do you get a 2500 disruption card in Fleur de Lis, you can also disable your opponent's extra deck by summoning Maximus to your side of the field and sending cards from your extra deck to the graveyard like Titanclad, which will search your Dogmatika cards, but also being able to get from your deck to your graveyard. Okay, here it is. I thought he wasn't playing it. Shaddoll Apkalone, which can search Shaddoll Schism. We're going to go ahead and see how this game unfolds with the Magical Meltdown, guys. If you ever had a guide on how to be invoked, 1, ashing the Magical Meltdown is extremely risky. Why? Because they play 3 copies of Magical Meltdown and 3 copies of Alistair the Invoker. Ashing the Alistair the Invoker typically is the safer play because they only play 1 to 2 copies of Invocation. All right, just in case y'all didn't know that. 2, if you have a infinite impermanence, don't use it on the Alistair. Never imperm the Alistair. Our opponent's going to go ahead and ash the Alistair the Invoker, which is going to be hit by Call by the Grave, but if it wasn't called by, he would have the Invoke, or he would pretty much have to pass his turn. So, good discipline by the opposing player, but we're never punished here. We're going to go ahead and get an Invocation, link it off into a Solomon Great Almiraj. And then they're going to link off the Solomon Great Almiraj into the Secure Gardener. And the reason why they do this is because not only do they have a fire monster in the graveyard to follow a Paragon Trio, Dogmatika Maximus requires them to have a monster spell summon from the extra deck, and it'll be in the graveyard. They'll then fusion summon with Secure Gardener and Alistair the Invoker into Invoked Mechaba, and then activate the effect of Invocation, adding Alistair and shuffling it into the deck. That's it. That's it. That's it, guys. He has 2 disruptions here. Not the best hand, but let's see how our opponent starts. He starts with the Dear Servant. This is going to lock him. Oh, it's a mirror match. He's going to send Apkalone. Apkalone's going to go ahead and add the Schism. That's going to get negated with the Mechaba, discarding the Ash Blossom. Don't you think it would have been better to discard the Alistair the Invoker? Now your opponent doesn't think you have follow-up and you follow with the Alistair the Invoker. Or if you're afraid of your hand traps, you go ahead and you get rid of the Dogmatika Ecclesias. Or Fleur de Lis. But seeing that your opponent started off with Nadir Servant, they probably don't have any plays. Actually, you can go as far to say that they may not just have any plays other than Maximus, which they probably don't want to use. So, that's still good. He's going to use Ecclesia anyways. Ecclesia will add Fleur de Lis, and Fleur de Lis will be chained. You have to control another Dogmatika monster to negate with Fleur de Lis. I don't know why we did that. But he's going to get his own Fleur de Lis. And then activate Fleur de Lis. This is a perfect time to get over Mechaba. Alright, cool. So we're going to attack with Fleur de Lis over his Fleur de Lis. And then we're going to pass our turn. You would think that I guess he could always Alistair into another Invoked Mechaba, right? But then he would have to Alistair into his own Invoked. Oh, we can't get over Mechaba. Duh, he has Alistair in hand. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? This is the correct move. He's then going to go ahead and Spellbook of Knowledge his Fleur de Lis for 2 cards in hand and still gets nothing? Sheesh. Polymerization is not going to get us any value, but Alistair the Invoker will normal summon itself and immediately get Max Seed. That's going to get negated by Invoked Mechaba, discarding the other monster. Okay. So why did we negate Max Seed? In theory, we're only going to be special summoning once, right? I guess we're being really stingy on the cards that we're getting them. I guess we're being really stingy here. We're then going to go ahead. Yeah, we were only going to special summon once. We being stingy. We'll go ahead and we'll summon Paragon Trio here. And then Invocation will shuffle in the Alistair, add the Alistair Invoker. And I mean, we're gonna have to use the Alistair the Invoker to get over the Fleur de Lis. And I actually really love the attention to detail here. What exactly is the attention to detail? Nobody plays honest, right? But we still play for the honest, and that's what I love. We attacked with the monster that doesn't provide any disruption first, and then we attack with the Mechaba. Because in Master Duel, you especially don't know what players be on. If he would have honest you, you definitely would have felt it, and you only would have had Paragon Trio. Opponent's going to start off with Jester Counterfeit, linking to a Link Kribo. No, he's actually going to make Artemis. I thought he was going to make Relinquished Anima here. He then going to Knowledge it, which is going to get negated. That's good. That's actually really good. What else do you have in your hand? I don't think we know anything. He's going to set 2 and pass. So look, I think we can pretty much say that for a fact these two are bluffs. These two are big bluffs. He would have set them a long time ago if they weren't bluffs, right? Like, one of them could be something, but the fact that he opened up with Jester Counterfeit, I would strongly think that, yo, that's the card that you drew. Because if he didn't, he would have just summoned Jester Counterfeit and Spellbook of Knowledge did. And if he drew 2 trap cards off of his Spellbook Knowledge last turn, I think what he drew for Spellbook of Knowledge was Jester Counterfeit. Maybe Jester Counterfeit. Actually, maybe you did draw Jester Counterfeit and Spellbook of Knowledge and then just like, whatever, I don't need these. But I know for a fact one of these trap cards, I have a strong feeling that it's not live. I wouldn't respect either. Oh, it doesn't matter. We drew the Schism. We know one of them's not live, and we drew the Schism. Doesn't matter. Not punished. Yo, drawing the trap card to like just take out everything that we even knew. He's going to get his Alistair play off finally, but the problem with this particular situation is it too late? Like, we are so far ahead in terms of economy. Okay. I also see why he didn't, so let me stop right here. I see why our opposing player waited until the Almirage and then made Mechaba. And I also see why Russ didn't just, use the Schism. There's no reason to use Schism right here. Because even if you do Schism, the Alistair the Invoker normal summon, he just adds the invocation and he still fuses it to Mechaba anyway. It literally does nothing here. And on the same time, I can see why he goes in the Almirage trying to see, oh, yo, you gon', I think he has good foresight to predict that the opponent's face down is shut off Schism. Just like how we can predict that probably Schism here. He's then going to go ahead and use Maximus. This is a, oh no, what are you doing, baby? Do not use Maximus as a... Desperate times come from desperate measures. Wow. Desperate times call for desperate measures here. Yo. He actually does it. He literally doesn't get punished by the Intis, and that's why I think he was smart to make this first. But he's going to get punished by this window to get shut off fusion. That is so much advantage there. What are we schisming for this time? We're going to go, actually, we can go into Construct, and then we can send this to Graveyard as Resolve for Schism. This is good. This is good. Thanks for giving us the shit all, you dumb fuck. Yo. That was cracked no matter how you put it. That was cracked no matter how you put it. Oh, what did we say, guys? What did we say? I was like, yo, that's the Schism. That's the Schism. And that's what you guys have to be on when we play Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to be able to accurately predict what are the cards that our opponent is playing. We knew that's a Schism 100%. I am 1,000% sure that card's a bluff. So we're going to send the Ariel. Dragon's going to destroy our own Schism. That kind of doesn't matter. Ariel will be able to banish cards from his graveyard. Those aren't bad. And then he attacks to kill himself off because he knows he's not going to win here. That was a pretty good game. I think both players played very well. I would say it's a 3 out of 5 Squamatas because it was an average game. But to be honest, when looking at Master Duel, it is not an average game. This is a 4 out of 5 Squamatas because both players actually played well. Good job to both of y'all.